Well, and the first time you get together, you can just figure this stuff out really quickly and say it's going to be 2 hours. We're going to meet every 3 weeks. Bam, done. Then everybody knows.
Now, one person on Twitter was asking, is there any kind of NDA or non-disclosure agreement that should be necessary? And, this is something I've never used one before, but it's definitely going to just depend on the comfort level of the group, because you do want people to feel comfortable about sharing their, deepest, most insider secrets and to you don't want to do anything that's going to compromise your business. But, this is in the interest of trying to help everybody out with just some of the latest and coolest stuff that you're doing. So, if it makes people more comfortable, you can always consider passing out some kind of non-disclosure that everybody can sign.
Well, yeah, this is kind of an interesting question to me because really the group's there so everybody can kind of swipe from each other. So, and there's been times when I actually gave out information of something, gave out information about something I was just now doing, and other people took it and did it exactly the same time. And I had to realize, oh, well, I'm giving this information out so that we can all do this. Now, just because somebody can do it faster than me, like, you just have to consider all this ahead of time. And I don't know that any of the people in the groups I'm in would do a non-disclosure agreement or whatever. You just have to know that if you don't want people to know about it, just don't say it at the group. Because, most times when you're with people that take action, if they hear an idea you're doing and they like it, they want to take action. They want to go do it right then. So you just have to consider that.
Well, I guess an example of where this would be maybe appropriate is if somebody shares something that they're up to, and then they share actual numbers, in order to reinforce and give an example of what they're doing, and they might say, yeah, I made X amount of dollars off of this, and my company profited such and such from this last quarter, and they're saying that for the benefit of the group, but they don't want if people to feel comfortable want to know, it's like, okay, don't go blogging my business's financials just because I said it in the meeting. And that could be something as simple as, if an idea is given in this group, understand people are going to take it and use it, but, don't go sharing sensitive information that people may share in confidence of the group. But, you don't want to go and say, somebody says, oh yeah, we did such and such, and then we lost so many people out of our email list or something. That's not something they want transmitted everywhere. So you just want to be sensitive to that. And whether it's formal or informal, just that's another expectation to lay out there and have understood by everybody, so that there's no misunderstandings or people getting upset at what's happening. And a question that came in from Mark Mason on Twitter as well, as he says, should there be a business profit model for a mastermind group, or should the group just be not for profit? And really, that's up to you. There's groups that charge many thousands of dollars a year to be a part of, and then there's ones that are absolutely free, and everything in between. Certainly if you're to the level where you feel like you've got the clout that in order for people to be a member of your mastermind group, and in order for you to run it and for you to put it together and organize it and make it a premium experience for everyone, that you can charge for it, by all means. I guess that's just obviously a personal question as when it comes to your own business goals.
Yeah, they're very different models for sure, because obviously the one where we get together every 3 weeks, it's more of a tight-knit group. We're all just in the same area. We get to know each other's businesses really, really well because we're meeting so often. But, more of the premium model, I went to one that you had to have a certain amount of money per year to get in, and you pay like 20 grand a year to be a part of it, but you only go quarterly and you fly to a specific place. It's for several days, and it's, more high end like that. But then there's all sorts of stuff to put together to make that happen, because they had little events during it. We'd do the mastermind all day and then have a cocktail party at night and, all this kind of stuff. And there was more money put out for the person organizing the actual event. But I think to get started, the suggestion would be, at least just to start, find, 4 or 5 people that you can all help each other out and just get started right away, instead of trying to do more of a high-end, business model where you're going to actually make profit from it. All right, number 4, plan a format for each meeting. Examples include, let's say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the example of what we did at the Salt Lake meeting. Basically, the first 15 to 30 minutes, we do kind of a general chat where we talk about past projects that others had advised us on and how that worked out, as well as review each other's goals and progress on just things that we talked about, let's say the last time or the time before or whatever. Then we get into more of a directed one person at a time mode. And that's where everybody gets about, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And sometimes we even only do a couple of people each meeting, and then they'll get more 45 minutes. And that's if somebody requests more time. But generally, everybody gets about 10 or 15 minutes to present. And basically, during their time, each person can talk about a problem that they have in their business and ask for feedback, and or they share some big tip that they have, or some new sales technique that they did that worked really, really well, or some piece of copy that they did, or an opt-in box that they created and got the best numbers from. They'll present that to everybody, and everybody just sits there and jots it all down. Or a lot of times we even bring in papers that showing the copy that we had, or snag it on a screen that worked really well for us, so that we can actually have handouts to give everybody. And then basically one person gets the feedback of everybody on their project. So let's say I would go and I'd say, oh, I've got this opt-in box. It needs to be fixed. What do you guys think? And then everybody just sits there and brainstorms on, oh, well, I do it this way. I add an animated GIF. You should try that. And somebody else says, oh, you want this headline and you want this arrow. And everybody just tells you stuff. You write it all down. And then obviously when you get back to working, you try it out. And then the next time you come, you tell them how it worked. Or you find out that, oh, I tried this thing that nobody talked about and it actually even worked better. So you come back the next time and you present that, so everybody can then go off and test that as well. And that's just how each particular meeting works out. How about for you? How do you guys do it?
Well, a very similar thing. I mean, we've had meetings where we start out by saying, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll set, sometimes people like accountability to come into the meeting. And so at the end of a meeting, we set goals. And then so the beginning of the next meeting, we kind of review and say, so, hey, last meeting, you said that the big, bold move that you wanted to do this month was such and such. How did that go? And so you can work that kind of a thing in. And then, but yeah, something that's always helped is everybody brings like their one or two just biggest questions or pains in their business, and then just says, hey, one of the big things I'm dealing with right now is my books are just out of control. How do you handle that? And then everyone gives great ideas, and that person goes away ready to overcome that hurdle. So that's kind of how it's been done for us, for me, in the groups that I've been in.